Hello, everyone. It is Wednesday. These weeks go by so fast, right? We are in the end of September already. I'm in Wisconsin, so it's starting to feel like fall is coming. It's like right around the corner, I guess. And so, anyway, it's a beautiful day here. Hopefully, it is where you are as well. And as you know, you probably saw what's coming. We're going to be talking about what it's like to get back on track or how to get back on track after you've quote unquote fallen off the wagon on your way to those health and fitness goals that you've set up for yourself. And you know what? It happens to all of us, right? We've all been there. It happens to me. It's happened. Has happened to me. It will happen again to me because we are human and life takes us sometimes in different directions and we fall off that path. And so how can we get back on that path and head towards those goals again that we've set for ourselves? So let's say you're following your nutrition plan religiously, you're exercising religiously, like you're committed to working out. You're going 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week. You might be working out at home. You might be going to a gym. Hey, Cheryl, nice to see you. I love to see that you guys are here. So put a comment that you are here and listening. And if you also have any questions on this topic of getting back on track and how do we do that. But what happens sometimes is you take a break, right? You take a break for the weekend. Friends are coming over, you have a birthday party, maybe it's the holidays, and you just got too busy and you weren't thinking about what you were eating and you were busy running around, maybe shopping, all those kinds of things. And you like threw caution to the wind, right? And it happened. So you fell off track. You went off your nutrition plan. Maybe you stayed off it for days. Maybe it's been a few weeks. And like I said before, it happens to all of us, right? But the important thing, and I want to stress this, is that don't beat yourself up, right? We beat ourselves up so much that we don't need to keep doing that. And we all fall off the wagon. Now, if we continue to stay off the wagon for weeks and weeks and weeks, that's really, it is a difficult time or difficult to get back on track. But I'm going to give you some tips and we'll talk through some things that can help you get back on track. One other thing I'd like to say on that note about not beating yourself up. Hey, Beverly, you're from Alabama. Nice to see you. Hopefully you're having better weather and the hurricanes are past. But you're not a failure. Like, hiccups happen in our lives and they make you human. We're human beings and stuff happens. And so even the most successful people in the world have hiccups and they slip up on their habits too, right? Hi, Lori. Hey, Melody. And what separates them isn't their willpower or motivation. It's their ability to get back on track quickly. And so we want to give you those tips on how do you get back on track when you figure out that you're off, right? Or you've noticed like, oh, I don't feel good, or oh, I've put a couple pounds on, or I'm not sleeping as well as I was, all that kind of stuff. So there is going to be those instances where you're not on your regular routine, right? And you don't need this superhuman willpower. You need some strategies. So we're going to talk about strategies. Hey, Pam. Hey, Jennifer. Nice to see you guys. Or I always say see you guys, but you are here. I just can't see you. You can see me, right? Anyway, so there's strategies that can pull you back on track. And a lot of those strategies, we talk about habits. So habit formation hinges on your ability to bounce back. So we talk about building habits, long-lasting lifestyle habits, right? So there are some strategies that we're going to talk about. So you have to give those habits, first of all, give those habits a specific space in your life, right? So there are 2 main options for making that happen. First option, right? Okay, hey Heidi, nice to see you too. Strategy is put it on your calendar, right? If you want to get back on track, you got to have it on your calendar. So if you're going to get up and you're going to work out at 6 o'clock in the morning, you need to put it on your calendar. 6 o'clock in the morning comes, you're working out, right? You have your gym clothes on, or maybe you're in the car, you're going to the gym to work out. Wherever you are, it's on your calendar. That's when that's happening. So you want to bounce back with your exercise habit, right? So it needs to be on your calendar. So give yourself a time when that's going to happen, and a place, whether it's at the gym. Give yourself travel time if you're driving. So maybe it's in the morning, maybe it's at night, and maybe it's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's when you put it on your calendar. So it's like an appointment. So if you put your hair appointment on your calendar, or you put a doctor's appointment on your calendar, you're going to go and make it happen because it's an appointment. You look at your fitness routine as an appointment, right? All right, so another strategy is tie it to your current behavior. So not all of your habits are going to fit into a perfect specific time frame, like exercise. Meals sometimes will, sometimes they won't, most times they don't, because your day goes on. But there should be a trigger that's going to remind you of those habits. So for an example, if you want to floss your teeth after you brush your teeth in the morning and at night, you're going to take your floss and you're going to put it next to your toothbrush or your toothpaste, right? That's ingraining that habit. You're always going to floss because you brush your teeth those times. So that's what I mean by tie it to your current behavior. Okay. It is a great topic, Heidi, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because we do often go off the wagon, or off the the trail, whatever you want to call it, fall off of those behaviors. And so hopefully some of these strategies will help, but tie it to a current behavior. If you want to be happier in life, it is about your health and fitness goals, but it's also about your mental state. So if you want to be happier, how about every time you stop at a red light, you tell yourself one thing that you're grateful for? The red light is a reminder, same trigger, same thing, right? So you try and put tie it to a current behavior. So that is an example of what that means. So stick to your schedule even in small ways. So it's not the individual impact of missing your schedule that's the big deal. It's the cumulative impact of never getting back on track, right? So if you miss one workout, you don't suddenly feel more out of shape than you were before, right? For that reason, you want to stick to that schedule, even if it's only in a very small way. So if you don't have enough time to do a workout, just squat. Do some squats, brush your teeth, do your squats, floss, all that good stuff. If you don't have enough time to do your yoga, take some time, take a couple seconds and deep breathe, 10 seconds and breathe. If you don't have enough time to go on vacation, give yourself a mini break and maybe just drive to the next state or drive to the next town, all that kind of stuff, right? So it's stick to your schedule even in small ways, because there are going to be times that you may not have 30 minutes or 45 minutes to work out based on maybe something happening at home. So do some squats, do some lunges. When you're standing, like maybe do some calf raises. You can stay active, at least do some type of activity. Another strategy would be have someone who expects something of you, right? So having that accountability partner, friends who are on a health and fitness journey of their own. They are expecting you to work out or meet them at the gym. Or like me, if you're working with me, you are holding yourself accountable to me. I expect something of you. I expect you to work out 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times. I expect you to eat off your nutrition plan, eat the calories that are assigned, all of that. Because if you know that I'm expecting that, or a friend is expecting you to work out with them, you are going to show up, right? You're going to be there. You're going to make it happen because you don't want to let that person down. So you can even make friends in the gym, right? So that's another thing is you want to have someone that expects something from you. So accountability, that's another way to put it. So another strategy, focus on what you can work with. So I kind of lost track of my thought here, but we waste a lot of time focusing on what is withheld from us, right? Focus on what you can work with. So if you are exercising at home and maybe you don't have a kettlebell for a workout, but you have a dumbbell, you can use that in place. So work with what you have. A lot of times if we focus on what's withholding from or being withheld from us, then we make excuses, right? I don't have enough time. I don't have enough space. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have enough experience. I don't know what to do. I feel uncomfortable. But tell yourself, I can work with this. I can use a dumbbell in place of a kettlebell. All those kinds of things. So I would rather have you do that, focus on what you can work with and not do anything at all. If you don't have bananas or a certain kind of fruit, eat what you have, right? Better off eating something healthy, what you have, than going in and grabbing a bag of potato chips or some cookies or things that you shouldn't have, right? So focus on what you can work with. So that's another tip for you to be able to get back on track, right? Don't take that lapse, like if you had this relapse and you've missed working out for a couple days or maybe a week, don't put it into a moral issue. Like, don't make yourself a bad person. And just tell yourself things like, I'm just destined to be fat, just because you slipped up, right? Think of that setback as a way of developing those coping skills, right? Like, I can do this, be more positive. Learn from your experience, right? So let's say you did fall off the wagon one time and you got yourself back on because you're using some of these strategies. You're probably not going to fall off again because you're going to know what that feels like, right? So if you binge a whole weekend and you feel bad after, right? You gained maybe 1 or 2 pounds, you're bloated, you feel sick to your stomach, all that, you're going to learn from that experience, right? Let's say you're going to a party and you learn that that's one of the things that puts you off track because there's alcohol and there's snacks and things like that. You've learned before not to do that. So what you're going to do beforehand is you're going to eat before you go to this party and maybe have 1 cocktail, right? So you're going to learn from that experience. So that's another strategy. Learn from your experiences, right? Also, look at the big picture. Realize that weight loss and fat loss and learning all that stuff requires time, right? It doesn't happen overnight. It's a time period. So chances are you're going to have good days and bad days. You're going to fall off every now and then, and slipping up once in a while isn't a big deal. And you can always make it up a little bit later, right? Have a little less calories the next 2 days, things like that. So look at the big picture. That will help get you back on track as well. Don't deprive yourself. That's another thing. Don't stop moving, finding that accountability partner. Sometimes you need to change your routines a little bit so that you don't get off track. I'm just going to look to see if we have any. Hi, Cindy. Dumbbell works great. Yep. Hey, Mary. Nice to see you. I love having you guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I do have some notes in front of me that I want to make sure I stay on track because it's really important. So let me see. What else do I have here? Talked about the moral issue. Sometimes you can't get hung up on if it's not optimal, right? So just because it's not optimal doesn't mean it's not beneficial, right? So here's an example. So let's say you want to really eat very well, like you're on this strict nutrition plan, but you go to Chipotle or you go to have pizza with every Friday with friends, and you like to put all kinds of toppings and stuff on that, right? And you don't want to be the last one out in the group. It's okay to do that kind of, I don't want to call binging, but have that snacks, because eating healthy, 7 days or 6 days a week, and maybe not so much one meal on that seventh day. Don't sweat that. Just do it that one day. So look at it as kind of like, again, look at the big picture, if you will. So don't kind of strategize what you're doing and how you're looking at some of those behaviors going out. Just like you too, I'm sure, like you are invited out with friends to go for a drink or whatever, and you kind of don't want to go because you really don't want to have that drink. It's okay not to, but it's okay if you decide to do it, as long as you know you're going to have that one drink and things like that. So so sometimes the schedule is not optimal. Don't think that it's not beneficial to do that once in a while. So again, if you go off the wagon, how do you get yourself back on? I'm going to run through some of those strategies again. Schedule those habits into your life. Put them on that calendar, right? Definitely need to put those on your calendar, because then you're not going to miss that appointment, right? You're going to stick to your schedule, even in small ways. For that, like if you don't have enough time to do a whole workout, you're going to do some squats, you're going to do some lunges. Have someone that expects something of you, so that accountability partner, right? Look at the big picture and renew your motivation. So going off of your nutrition plan is a signal that your motivation has veered off track, right? So sit down and think about your why. Why are you doing this? What are those goals again that you have for yourself? So recreate those feelings. Find that picture of you at the way that you want to look now. Maybe it's a picture that you've had of yourself in the past. That's another strategy. Kind of renew that motivation. We already talked about kind of planning ahead to keep that hunger at bay, like eating before you go out to a party so that you don't overeat. Maybe taking some nutritious snacks and things like that with you, so that you don't, start digging into all the other snacks at the party. I do often do that. My husband and I will do that. We'll eat before we go out, so that we don't eat the bad things that are in front of us, right? Again, don't deprive yourself. Enjoy that piece of pizza or that birthday cake or whatever. That's going to prevent you from going off the wagon again, because you need to reward yourself. And like I tell those that work with me, it's the 80-20 type rule, where 80% of the time you're doing very, very well. You're on track. You're eating what you're supposed to, and you're exercising. You're getting that all in. 20% of the time you need to live your life, enjoy it, have that snack, and just know the next day you're jumping back on. You're not going to gain 5 pounds from one snack, okay? And don't stop moving. Keep moving. Even if you can't make it to the gym, right? Then just go for a walk. Keep moving. Like I said, do those lunges, do those squats. Grab a friend, grab a neighbor, go for a walk, take your dog for a walk, all those kinds of things. You may need to change your routine up a little bit. I was just talking to a Pam. It was yesterday. We talked about she's been working out at home and perhaps going to the gym a couple times a week just to kind of get out of the basement, right? Do something a little bit different. So change that routine up. So hopefully that was really helpful. That some of this, we all fall off the wagon. Don't beat yourself up. Again, put those appointments on your calendar, the workouts, things like that. Plan your meals ahead of time so you have all of those. Take that time. Take that 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes to do your meal planning so that you have those meals. One thing I want to say too, make sure you have healthy options in your home and not have the things that are going to take you off track. If wine gets you into trouble, maybe only have one bottle in the house at a time, not have a wine refrigerator full. All those kinds of things. So think about, like, big picture, what you can do that when you do fall off, that it's not a long period of time, right? Sometimes things that do get help, or we do go off the wagon, are things that happen in our family, and they could be very stressful. Realize that if you take care of yourself, you're going to be able to handle those things easier. The stress that always will be in our lives, you'll be able to handle that better, knowing that you are taking care of yourself too. There's always going to be stress, but if we take care of ourselves by eating well 80% of the time and getting our workouts in, we can handle that stuff and not get too far off track. A week, that does happen. Sometimes 2 weeks is, like, let's say you get sick. That's another reason. But always know that even through sickness, if you can do your best to stay on track nutrition-wise, maybe you can't work out for reasons, you're going to heal up much quicker. Your immune system's going to be stronger, all of that. So there's things you can do to prevent yourself from falling off. Again, what I will do is I will be posting this live under the guide section here in the Facebook group. I will be putting the strategies underneath for you so that you can see that right there underneath the live video. I'm a little bit distracted tonight. My dog was actually going crazy here, trying to get out of the house, and I think, I hope I was able to get my point across. So anyway, I'm just going to go through here and see if you guys have any questions at all. Again, we all fall off the wagon. We go off the trail. We do that. We are human. But again, those strategies that I listed will help you get back on track, or if anything, if you do veer off, you get back on a little bit quicker, right? So, yeah, I don't think I have any questions. Love seeing you all here. Jennifer, I'm not sure when you say what calorie amount do you recommend. I'm not sure. It all depends on your age, height, weight, all of that, as far as calories and things like that. You do need to reward yourself. That will prevent you from falling off track. Honestly, that's a real, because what happens when people are really sticking to everything 100%, and I'm going to tell you, nobody's actually 100%, but if you don't have something just to help you feel like victorious, or feel, reward yourself, I guess, and feel accomplished, that's the word I'm looking for, you will go off the wagon, and then you will stay off longer. So reward yourself, not every single day, take that meal a week and do that, have a glass of wine, and enjoy life as well, because life is too short, right? We were just talking about how fast time's going, and we are getting into the fall and all that kind of stuff. So let me know if you have any questions at all. You guys are amazing. I'm so glad you enjoyed, or you joined me, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, I apologize for a few disruptions and me getting off track with my notes. You can blame my dog for that, because he's just crazy. He's 16 months old. He's a big lab, but he loves to play, and when he sees something outside, if I'm not there to let him out, he kind of goes crazy, and I'm here at home. So let me know if you have any questions, but this video will be in the guide section. It will be labeled how to get back on track after falling off the wagon, off the trail, off the horse, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you again soon. Again, let me know if you have any questions at all. Take care.